Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the top 5 destination landing spots for Jimmy G to go to. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at this situation right now, it's pretty clear. The 49ers have made their choice. They're going to be moving forward with Trey Lance. Moving forward with Trey Lance means that Jimmy Garoppolo now has to be moved. He has to be moved either AFC or NFC, in division or out of division, and these are the top 5 spots that he could go to, that he could possibly thrive and or make a better choice with his career. Looking at number 5, it's an interesting fit, but number 5 will be going to the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are an indoor dome team. They have a little mystery around the quarterback position. You don't know if it's going to be Taysom Hill. You don't know if they're going to be bringing back Jameis Winston. But what it does is allows him to not be the man. It allows him to actually compete for a quarterback spot and not have to be the guy. With there's no expectations and there's no real pressure, the Saints aren't in any position as of right now to be a contender. And that bodes well for Jimmy G because he can just play normal. He can fly under the radar and do his thing. We've seen when Jimmy G has pressure on him, he doesn't really rise to the occasion. But when no one's expecting anything, that's when Jimmy G balls out. That would be a firm fit there. And they got a new coach. So whichever coach comes there, they have to fall in love with Jimmy G and possibly want him as the quarterback. Number 4, he could go to the Miami Dolphins. Let's talk about it for a second. As we all know, Brian Flores, former head coach, was not too hot on Tua. And what could him coming to the Dolphins do? It could push Tua. It could not only give Jimmy G a chance to possibly start on a team that's pretty good. With Tua injury prone, he could possibly sit behind Tua for a couple of games, and then boom, the door opens and he gets his start. After all, we got to keep in mind, Tom Brady got his start when Drew Bledsoe went down with an injury. So the Miami Dolphins are primed for a quarterback that can take the torch and really go for it. And they have a pretty solid team around offensively. So you got to think Jimmy G would fit right in there. Their offense is basically a pretty good offense that any quarterback could just fit into and just play. You know, Tua sometimes extends plays and gets hurt, and that's when the door would open for Jimmy G. Looking at number 2, the Washington football team, which we're now calling the Commanders. Basically, with them having Ron Rivera as a quarterback, it's very vanilla offense. There's not a lot of surprises with the offense. There's not a lot of crazy stuff that goes on. It's simple. Get the ball from point A to point B. Make sure you're running the football. Make sure you're protecting the football. That's very simple for Jimmy G to do. He has that made in shade like right now with the 49ers, but he continues to make mistakes, throw interceptions, and throw the ball away. So it's really tough. But Washington would be a good spot because it's not a lot of pressure for him to win. Washington's competitive, but they're not at the place where anybody's expecting them to win a Super Bowl or either be a title contender. So they're like middle of the run team, so that would bode well for him. Coming in number 2 is getting a little hot. Pittsburgh Steelers. After 18 seasons, you're looking at Ben Roethlisberger no longer being in the Pittsburgh organization, and then now you have to replace him. It's going to be high expectations if he goes to Pittsburgh, so he has to put on his big boy pants and possibly carry the load of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense if he goes there. If there's a trade here, he has to think he possibly could be losing a lot of weapons, and he possibly could be losing draft picks. So he may have to be the guy if he goes to Pittsburgh to carry this team into the forefront. And with Mike Tomlin as a head coach, there's going to be high expectations for not only playoffs, but Super Bowl. So it's going to be a little bit of a hey, y'all got to be careful before y'all trade to Jimmy G. You got to make sure he's mentally prepared for that. And coming in number 1, I think he would be a perfect fit with the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos just need a quarterback. They need a quarterback who can throw the ball, and they will win. With the likes of Teddy Bridgewater, with the likes of the couple of quarterbacks that they've had the last 7 years, they haven't had guys that can get the ball to their wide receivers. They haven't had guys who can make plays. They haven't had guys who can literally throw the ball while staring down the barrel of a shotgun and really getting the ball to their guys. This Broncos team has a pretty good defense. The wide receiver skill set, they have receivers everywhere. They have a pretty good run game. I know Gordon is stepping up. They have a lot of guys that can really ball, but the quarterback position is very bare. They've tried to replace him with almost 13 different quarterbacks within the last decade. So you got to think, since Peyton Manning went down, they've had quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. So Jimmy G could fit that build, and if he can stay healthy, he could possibly help the Denver Broncos make the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl. So these are my top 5 destinations for Jimmy G for next year. Chime in, get in the comment section and tell me what you think. And as always, we thank you so very much. If you made it to the end of the video, please like, share, and subscribe on the video, and we'll see you on the next one.